Welcome back to Spyro 2. It's time to say hello, my dear boy.
I love that Moneybags'
Moneybags.
hand is the money bag. Like, I know that they've got the graphic of the brown around the sack that's supposed to be his actual hand, but no, he's surgically had a bag of money attached to his hand.
Oh my gosh, I can't unsee it now.
Hello, my dear boy. I need to afford my surgery to get my hands back.
Aw, man.
So how does he? So he just kind of magically teaches it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moneybags, I don't understand. What's the square button?
What's
the
Well,
X
that's your
button?
problem, not mine.
Because one of my favorite things from Banjo-Tooie is that you learn everything in that game by having Jam Jars, the instructor guy, do a little army song at you, like da 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 da. I don't know, but I've been told using the Z button makes you crouch. What? Shut up! I didn't get paid very much. Also, I do like the detail that Sparks get his own little bubble. That's cute.
Yeah. Realistic fish AI. Look at this. Look at this.
Wait, Spyro has realistic fish AI?
I'm pretty sure it does.
Oh,
Mario
we'll
64 did it first.
We'll see more in more realistic fish AI in Idle Springs because there's a lot of fish there. Oh my gosh, I know this lady. Why did I talk to her? I think she approached me.
hey
I don't
man.
know, there's a part of me that is kind of hoping that because of the scratches on the disc or whatever condition the disc is in, that your fairy companion will give you the anti-piracy warning.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
I forgot
I've
about
seen
that.
pictures of that. Not on my game because it's but that would be
Explain.
funny.
Explain.
Okay,
for me, please.
if you pirate, there's a lot of anti-piracy stuff on Spyro 2 and 3 in particular. I don't know about Spyro 1. And one of the things that can happen is instead of saving your game, Zoe, the checkpoint fairy, says, like, it appears that the copy of the game you're using has been pirated. Like, please purchase, like, a legal copy of the game. And I think she won't save your game. So, but I don't think so. I think because I was talking to someone actually the other day because he was using a soft mod on his PS2 to play illegal games, and he explained that the copyright stuff is actually in a part of the inner part of the disc that normally can't be burned. So I think that might be harder to scratch, but that would have been awful if I couldn't save, but it would have been really funny too. Fortunately, I'm playing this on my PS3 because it's easier. Like, I have a PS2. I never actually had a PS1 because by the time I got Spyro 3, that was 2000, and I had a PS2. So I can't really easily record off the PS2. I was recording off the PS3, so I could have just bought
if the
the
anti-piracy message was showing up on a legally bought game, you know something was horribly wrong or something fucked up. That's how you actually recognize in old games where something may be dying within the cartridge, which unfortunately happened to my copy of Super Metroid. Rest in peace.
Man, you know, back in the glorious old days, there were like way back before this, the most extensive DRM that a game could do was quiz you about something in the manual.
Really? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, like you get this with the old PC games, like the first two Elder Scrolls games, where there'll be something in the manual, and you'll have and at some point a character will ask you about it, and you'll have to look it up and input the correct answer, otherwise you can't continue.
Yeah, but what if you bought the game used though, and you don't own that?
Yeah,
that's
that was
your
the
problem.
problem with it, but well,
I know that some games don't have. It's not like it doesn't lock the game out, but I know that some things like the GBA Pokemon games, they'll say like, if you enjoy the game, please buy a real copy. We want money, please.
the thing about that though is that a lot of this stuff was in the manual, but the thing you have to understand about old PC games is it doesn't matter whether you pirated them or not. If you didn't have the manual, you were fucked anyway. Because you are not playing Elder Scrolls without the manual.
The
Leap of
anti-piracy
faith?
messages in Generation 3 told you to buy the game or die.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it tells you to go buy it or die.
Oh,
Jeez.
oh man, that's dark. What, did that guy just get a new job right in the Sun and Moon Pokedex or something?
Oh my gosh, I've seen screenshots from that. Yeah,
It's like every Pokemon gets something depressing. And I know that the
Alright,
Pokedex
please
has
don't
never
spoil anything specific. I haven't played the game yet.
Well, here's the okay.
No, they're just Pokédex entries. They don't spoil anything.
Well, we
really.
won't talk about any of the new Pokemon, but like the Pokedex has never been sunshine and rainbows. But like there's like it talks about like Pokemon bits and it's depressing. Oh my god, I never want to. I never look forward to reading it because you talk about like how Beware, which is one of the Pokemon that was in the trailers. It talks about how it loves hugging trainers, but all the trainers that it hugs get their spines snapped.
because it's too strong.
Because it's too strong.
Beware is just that strong.
Yeah,
Jeez.
and they're all over the place. It's really depressing. Oh my god. But I'm trying to. Were pirated games back in the cart era really a big problem? Because it must have been way harder to manufacture those kind of things. Like I know piracy.
That's just that were bootleg VHS tapes or bootleg cartridges. So
Yeah,
I know that.
bootlegging a cartridge, granted, a more intricate process because you needed a flash loader, but it was very possible.
Yeah,
It's
I
still
mean,
a problem, Ted, because when I was going to buy a copy of Fire Emblem 7, the first GBA one to be released in the US, I remember I looked up stuff about it because you saw when I was going on eBay, there were a lot of different versions. Like there were 2 different versions of the sticker artwork, and there's a ton of like fake copies of the Fire Emblem 7 English release around that have like a slightly different version of the artwork that actually has a picture of Roy, who's from a different game, on it instead of the actual artwork. It's really surprising that there's that many like fake cartridges going around, but it was definitely an issue.
there were straight up bootlegged ROM hack games that were being sold, and usually in China and Hong Kong and stuff.
Yeah.
But if they can make fake games, they can also pirate actual games onto those games. So.
Okay, because I know that when it came to disc games, it was amazingly easy to pirate stuff.
Dreamcast.
Yeah,
Up to a specific point, like from the PS2 era onward, you couldn't just burn a disc and then play it on a non-modded console. You had to actually alter the console to get it to work.
Yeah,
So
it was.
what my friend did, it was actually just a couple days ago because it's shortly after Thanksgiving when we're recording this, and he brought his PS2 to the place we were at for Thanksgiving. He had opened the lid, like the top of his PS2, and he had a special disc that basically loads this sort of like required copy like protection info. So you put that disc in, you start it up, it loads it, and then you have to switch the disc without hitting the eject button, because if you hit the eject... Yeah. So he used that. I'd actually never seen that before. So
I didn't know you hang around with criminals, Catherine.
That's how you
You're
load
talking to the
bootlegs,
person-
That's how you load Japanese imports.
Yep. Yeah. I asked him about that too, because I've been curious about how you get around region lock on the PS2 for certain games.
ModLoader. Well, I mean, there are other ways around it, but ModLoader is probably the easiest one.
Yeah. Yep. Ted, you're talking to the person who homebrewed their new 3DS. So I'm already a criminal.
You all disgust me.
Hey, you just haven't lived. Smoking an e-cigarette.
So fun fact,
exploded.
Fun fact, he also had a copy of Silent Hill 4: The Room that he'd gotten in like Malaysia. So it was a pretty like, it's interesting because on the disc it had like artwork of Elaine and one of the monsters, but it also said rated E for everyone. And I was like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, I just got it because I thought it was hilarious that it says rated E for everyone, because they had the data for the game. They could make a fake copy of the game, but they didn't know what it was rated, so they're just like, okay, E for everyone. That seems right.
Oh man.
That's the one with Tommy Wiseau, right?
Oh man.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man,
That would make the game a lot better.
if I'm thinking about games that I want to play with my young cousins, just to sit back, relax, and have a good time, Silent Hill, that's family-friendly fun for everyone.
You just love the part where, you open your fridge and there's a dead cat in there.
Oh, just like
So
real life.
important.
Well, better than Kyle Rayner's girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I remember this guy. He doesn't want a specific color of fish, is it?
He doesn't like redfish.
What's wrong with redfish? There's one fish, two fish,
They're
red
spicy.
fish, blue fish. The
I
Dr. Seuss
remember
doesn't
you were
talk
really
about.
bad at this game.
Oh, well, like when I see red fish, I think yum, Swedish fish, and that's my immediate reaction. So
doesn't
Yeah, I
like
was about to bring up Swedish fish as well.
damn, I could go for some of those right now.
Swedish fish.
Yeah, it's like one of the 4 good things Sweden's around for. Also,
What are the other 3 in your opinion?
IKEA, meatballs, and neutrality jokes.
No, that's Switzerland.
That's Switzerland.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, make that 3 things Sweden totally put here for.
So, so he this totem spirit guy, he doesn't like red fish, and he decides to be in this lake that seems to be about 90% red fish. Okay.
Well, that's because I've artificially selected for red fish by feeding him all the blue and orange ones.
Okay, Spyro, just one more puzzle to go. I'll meet you over by
That was a puzzle?
Yeah, I was about to say this is not very puzzling. The puzzling thing is why he doesn't like red fish.
Yeah. I think that Tiki statue may be a closet racist.
Also, how did that foreman get from the room beyond that I had to swim through the lake to get to standing next to the lake?
He swam.
Magic.
Swam.
Swum.
Grammar.
Oh yeah, I love one of the details I love about this level. They mention that the carvings of the idols that have come to life have stolen all their food, and if you look at what they're holding, like the ones holding metal shields are holding shish kebabs. The big one I just killed was holding a flaming hot dog. And
One of them had a
I think
marshmallow.
there's ones holding
Yeah, one of them
marshmallows.
were holding marshmallows too.
Yeah, I love that sort of detail. I love how Insomniac can make their enemies super funny. I distinctly remember, I think it was in Ratchet and Clank 2, there are these enemies, and if you're far enough away from them that they don't see you, they're standing there doing rocks, paper, scissors with each other.
Idle animations.
Exactly. I love
Yeah.
the idle animations.
He's not even doing anything with it. What a waste.
I know. Why isn't he eating it?
Um,
On the
He's
other
just
hand,
leaving it on fire.
What are the marshmallows made of where they're not incinerated completely at this point? It isn't even edible at that time.
well, now some people prefer
Fancy
their
marshmallows.
marshmallows burnt, and I don't understand those people at all.
Oh,
But
burnt marshmallows are great,
what?
Yeah.
but there's
They're all-
only
they're all
a certain.
gooey.
But there's only a certain limit to how much you can burn it.
Yeah.
You know, would you eat volcano ash?
Yeah, I know I wouldn't because that's why I don't like burnt marshmallows.
Well, burnt marshmallow. Well, see, the thing is about that, Ted, is that you're
Depends.
only
Are we
burn-
talking about like the crisp burnt or like the gooey burnt?
Anything,
gooey burnt.
anything more than a golden brown, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
No,
the
thank
thing,
you.
Yeah, that's the thing, though, Ted. You're only burning the surface of the marshmallow. The
Exactly.
inside is still gooey.
Yeah, but you have to get through the outside to get to the inside, and the
But
outside
it
tastes.
complements the gooey texture. It tastes great.
Oh man, when I want something gooey and sweet, what I just want is like disgusting burnt outside to go with it. Yeah, that's how it works.
But it tastes good.
I think it would be more
It's
appropriate
horrible
to
for
call
your
it.
teeth.
I think it would be more appropriate to call it a toasty marshmallow to differentiate that.
Or since I don't like it, we can call it a gross marshmallow because that's how these things work. If I don't like it, they're instantly bad.
Oh, this puzzle is super easy. You just have to jump on one that matches something about the previous one. So like that one had a
Plus
star, so I
one
jumped on one with a
is,
star, and then I jumped on
that
one
one
with
was
the same
orange.
shape. Yeah.
uh,
And there's always a solution. There's multiple solutions. These are like puzzles for small children.
well, it's almost like this is a kid's game or something.
What Spyro will still struggle with.
Yeah.
1 + 1 is.
You're pretty smart for a dragon, but none of you
Racist.
people have ever seen a dragon before.
What do they? I think they might have legends about how stupid the dragons are or something. Maybe. Like,
Well, the only dragon they've ever heard about is that one from The Hobbit. And he was pretty stupid, so, yeah.
You still tear your fucking lungs out, though.
so now that you can do this level 100% now that you have swimming, right?
Yep, that's
can
correct.
you can you get to this level before you have swimming, though?
Yes,
Yes.
I just chose not to do it before because I knew I could do Colossus first and complete
Yeah, enough to
Colossus.
get. Yeah.
So just
Okay.
minimizing backtracking.
2020 hindsight.
And there are levels in the in this hub world that you do need swimming to get to.
Yes, so the next 3 levels, next 3 levels I'm going to do, I could not access without swimming through that lake in the hub world.
Okay. All right.
Which is funny because one of those levels, there's no water, like no swimmable water in that level. But yet it's after the swimming portal for some reason. I'm not sure why they did it that way. It's a slightly more challenging level, I would say, so I think maybe that's why. But, I mean, it's...
That'd be the only reason I could think of.
the game isn't really super hard, so
It's not. It's
No.
really not at all. I mean, none of the the main 3... I would say the first game is the hardest.
Well, just because you're so limited in what you can do.
And also just some of the jumps are a lot more challenging. And when I think of levels like treetops or
Fuck
the
treetops.
Dark Passage, treetops is awful.
Well,
Dark Passage freaked me out as a kid. That's the one where the lights go out and the monsters turn from like little puppies and turtles into like giant angry dogs and indestructible giant turtles. That one freaked me out as a kid. But yeah, Spyro 1 I would say is the hardest to beat. And I don't know, completionist wise, I think 2 and 3 are pretty much even if you want to get like 100%.
well, on the subject of why they put those levels behind the swimming ability, in any kind of non-linear game, it's surprisingly important to... I don't want to say subliminally, because sometimes you're being pretty clear to the player about it, but to indicate in some way which levels are meant to be seen as harder than others. That way, they still have the choice of what direction to go first, or which levels to play first, or what have you. But there's still a difficulty curve in there. You're just giving them the option of subverting it, I guess you could say.
it's not like Spyro's a game like, say, Mario or Banjo, where you need a specific amount of collectibles to get in. Like, in Mario and Banjo, you need, like, 20 stars or 20 jiggies to get into the level, so the implication is obvious in that, those levels are harder. But in Spyro, as soon as you find a portal, you can go through it.
Not always, Ted. We haven't gotten to it, but later, there will be levels later where the professor or Alora will be standing outside and they'll say because... Actually, we did see that with the Speedway, but they'll say because you collected X number of orbs, the portal to this level has been opened.
Okay,
so
but...
it is required, but generally those totals are quite low.
Yeah.
So.
So it's well, in terms of in terms of these early levels, I think it's in that case, you do want to have some sort of minor way to say this level might be a little bit harder, because when you have numbers attached to them, it's obvious. So
Yes.
is basically what
The thing about non-linear games when they don't do that is that they tend to compensate for not doing that by making everything equally hard, or in a more cynical fashion, equally easy.
That's actually one of my big problems with Mega Man, is that the difficulty curve, like, you have no idea how hard... If, let's say you played Mega Man 2, and you had no idea what order you're supposed to do it in, like, you pick Heatman first, and you're just boned. But if you pick Heatman after you play Airman, and you have the item 2, then it's basically just a non-issue.
I honestly think, Ted, though, that just depends on player skill.
Uh,
Like, one robot
in
master
Mega Man's
is going to
case-
be easier than one other Robot Master for a different player because of how they play Mega Man.
There's no,
In-
you can't tell me that without any extra
in-
items that Woodman stage is easier than
In
Heatman stage.
in Mega
though.
Man's case,
I used to do Woodman first a lot of times in Mega Man 2.
in Mega Man's case, and this is not necessarily a good thing, it is simply the design mentality they went with. In Mega Man's case, you were supposed to throw yourself at the levels and lose, while in the process of figuring out what order to do the levels in.
Yeah, and I was
And,
never really a huge fan of that.
But again, I also think that varies.
Wait, John, did I say that Woodman was harder than Heatman?
Yeah, you said what you said.
Oh, I meant the opposite. I play Woodman first all the time too. No, you can't tell me that Heatman is easier than Woodman. That's just not a true statement.
I can do it without the items.
Yeah, but do you want to?
No, granted. But it is possible. And that's my point.